Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial about eye creation for game engine. We're gonna talk about some of the techniques and tricks to make a good looking eye. So to start with, we can model the basic shape of the eyeball. So let's go create a, not cylinder, actually, a spherical shape. And we're gonna change the division, subdivision to just 8. And of course, rotate it 90 degrees on the X direction. So we got this centered point to face forward. Okay, and then we can grab those 4 lines on both sides and then delete those guys. That way we're getting our quads. It's a little long in this case, so I'm gonna shrink it this way. And then I'm gonna do a smooth to smooth it. Okay, and then let me grab this point in the middle, hold it down B button and drag to make a soft selection, make the range smaller. And then, oh, you know what? I'm gonna look for the forward. Yeah, that's the forward, which is, oh, actually, yeah, that's the forward. So let's just drag it so that we have this bump. All right. And then based on, the platform you're going for, this might be the resolution you want, but I want to get better quality. So I'm gonna smooth it one more time. Okay, so that way it's a really smooth surface. All right. Anyway, so when you are building an eyeball, there are let's say 2 major solutions. One is you just have this eyeball model and nothing else, and that's the one I'm going to go for. And the actual refraction and the errors inside will be all calculated using some mathematic trick. Another way is you really build the internal structure, which is actually a little bit more expensive, and it requires also some shader setup to make it work properly. So we're gonna go for the first solution, which is just one model like this and nothing else modeling wise. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the UV editor here, and I need to make the UV looks like just a frontal projection. In that case, I can use a planar projection from, let's say, the Z direction, right? And apply. Cool. After that, I'm gonna go to the edge mode, and let's see, we can double click to select this middle one. And then we can go back to the UV editor and holding down Shift and rightmost button. Oops. Let me change the workspace to UV editing, so that way we will have the UV editor on this side. And then we cut it, Shift and rightmost button and cut it. Now afterwards, we can go to the UV mode and then double click on this UV and just shrink it and move it this way and shrink again, and just to place it to the very corner here, because we don't really care what's gonna happen to this backside. Because we never will be able to see it. I still recommend to have this part, but I see some people doesn't have it, so I guess it's not that important. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go optimize. Oops. Let me try to just unfold and optimize it. Okay, so some people just delete this half, and sometimes that just works fine. I guess if you're doing some realistic render, I think the backside is actually needed, because the subsurface scattering may require the backside face to be blocking the light from the back. Anyway, so let me double click to select the frontal faces and then do an optimize also. Okay, now I want to make sure that it is not edging out on the very corner. So we could just shrink it a little bit. Okay, and then let's see if I can make it a little bit more flat. All right, cool. So that's gonna be the model of the eyeball. just to be able to visualize how the eyeball looks like with left and right side eyeballs. So what we can do is we can have a copy of the eyeball on the other side. Okay, size-wise or the distance-wise, you can fit one more eyeball in the middle between the two eyeballs. So I'm trying to make something like that. I'm not trying to make something super realistic, so I don't have a face or something. I'm just looking for just the eyeball. Okay, so I'm gonna combine those two together. Size-wise, let's see. I'm gonna go create a cube and make that cube, whoops, in the channel box, 30 unit. And that's basically the size of the human face. So what I can do is just make the eyeball bigger so that they are kind of like fitting into this 30 centimeter kind of like a size, and I can drag it up just to make it off center a little bit. All right, so that's going to be the eyeball modeling. So what I can do now is just grab the eyeball and go for File, Export Selection. Okay. And then I'm going to put it into, let's see, I do have a Unreal Engine already created. It's an empty project. Let's see where this guy is. All right, so let me go to the eye shader or UE4 project. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this guy Asset to UE4. And I'm going to put my stuff in here. And name it eyeball. And export selection. All right, so that's going to be the modeling part. Let's move on to the next video and we can talk about how we make the textures. Okay, see you next time.